Hi everybody, welcome to Paper Wishes Vlog. I'm Lene Gehrig, and today I have these really fun shaker albums. They're from our friends at Clear Scraps. This one is called the Arch Window album, and this one is the Mason Jar album. And I'm going to show you how these work today. So this first one has 2 layers of the arched window plus the little clear window that goes in between, and this has actually got a really nice covering on both sides that we have to peel off so that it doesn't get all scratched up in shipping. So I think that's great. And then it's got all of these panels that you can decorate front and back, and then you can sort of line it up. You can put it on your mantle or your dining room table to display it, and load it with all kinds of fun photos and things like that. So that's the arch one. And then here is the Mason Jar, which I'm going to show you how to decorate today. Here we go. So let's start with the first layer of pieces. This is the actual pieces, the pieces that are going to make the shaker mechanism. So I started with the first layer and also the sheeting, the clear window part. So let me show you how this stuff just peels right off. Now, of course, I didn't pre-peel it, so I'm hoping it's gonna be okay. Okay, just peels off like this on both sides, okay? And then you would just glue it, always making sure to align the holes to the one side of your mason jar. But before we do that, we've got to paint the mason jar. So this is what I did. Here we go. So turn it over like that. So here's my mason jar front, and I used this great new matte chalk polish. This one is Harbor Haze color. It's just a nice gray that worked perfectly for the jar lid. And then this color is, let me wrote it down here, this one is aqua color, and it's just great stuff for from our friends at Creative Expressions. It's got the built-in sponge, which we love, and then it's just wonderful, very opaque paint with that chalk finish that we love. And what I did was I just covered one side of this, painted the top. Actually, I just took some like little sticky notes and I just put them at the top, and I just painted first with the aqua, and then I removed those notes when it was dry, and then I painted with the Harbor Haze along the top. So once that's dry, then we're going to glue our window, our window to the back like this. Right now, I got excited and painted both sides of it. You don't need to do that because of the next step. Okay, so the next step is you're actually going to cover, here we go, you're actually going to cover one of these inside blank panels with a paper that's not heavily patterned, I think, because we're going to put all our sprinkles and things like that in there to make the shaker front of the album. So once you get this covered, and I'll show you how to do that, we're going to glue this right here, okay? So let me show you how, first of all, how to cover this. So I just took some patterned paper and used my Specialist acrylic glue. Go also, and just covered the entire thing, even just sort of used my fingertips to get to the edges. And the edges are the most important thing to cover with the glue, because those are the things that are getting the most wear. Those are what you're touching the most. And then I just aligned at least one edge, like the bottom edge, and I turned it over. Here, I should show you on this side. Okay, so I covered that with glue, turned it over, and then I'm just going to use my scissors to cut around that. I'm trying to save a little time by not gluing everything today because I have a lot to show you. So we're using our imagination that that's all covered with glue. Okay, so cutting that page out. And then when you get to this page, it's all covered. You actually do some more fun things like take scraps of paper and tear them and glue them along the bottom edge, and then glue that down, and then you can turn it over and also trim it from the back side as well, just for different things to do. All right, so the first thing I'm going to do is go ahead and start putting my shaker material in here. So this is Sea Level, and these are sparklets. They're wonderful little rhinestones and seed beads and things like that. Well, you know, here we go. If I was smart, I would do it in the lid. You want them to kind of lay flat. There we go. Let's get all that stuff in there. All right, and then I'm gonna just put some glue. Like I said, you do not have to paint this on back side where I'm putting the glue on. I just got all excited and painted both sides of the front. So if you were doing this at home, yours would look like this on the back side. All right, now I've already done a page that you can see on the reverse here. I'll show you how to do that in a moment. Okay, so now we've got the shaker front all established, and I'm going to finish decorating that once I get the rest of the album done with some flowers and such, and I want this to have time to dry, so we're going to do that at the very end. All right, so here are some more pages that I've done. As you can see here. There we go. And I've covered each of these pages in the same way that I showed you before, covering the blank pieces of wood with paper, cutting around them. And then with the little holes here, I just took, once they were covered with paper, I just took my scissors and just like that to get my holes. And then decorating everything, let's see, I used some cutting dies with this ocean theme. I should mention that I used the Seaside revised paper pack from hot off the press, and it's got all of these wonderful sea themed papers that you see here, ocean themed. And then I've got the Underwater World Beyond the Sea die set, and that gave me a lot of these great little cutting dies to make my little scene. I considered each page to just be a little scene in my beach story. Here we go. And so I just cut out little things like seahorses and coral and seaweeds from different colors of pastel cardstock. And then I just added a little bit of ink. So I just took on this one, here's the green Cat Eye Q. This is the darkest shade of green. And I just touched a little bit on each of the points. So not a tremendous amount of inking there, okay? And then on the coral, just do a little bit of like red or orange on the tips of those, just to add a little pop of color. And then, of course, with our seahorse, I wanted to add orange to that one. It's just tan cardstock. And I just took the surface of the orange ink pad and went along the back edge, along the little seahorse tummy, and the little snout, or whatever you want to call that. From the official sea animal names. All right, and then I also cut little things from the paper pack. This front page here has all these great things of compasses and different kinds of ephemera that I cut those out as well. And then I also added some flowers. These are pixie petals. And this one is the sea glass, and this one is the salmon color. And I just added those amongst my pictures. And also, we've got this great little package of seashells that you can get at paperwishes.com. And they were great too, just to add amongst the little collections of things. Once you get that taken care of, then how do you bind it all together? So you've got all of your little holes taken care of. They're all opened up with scissors. You could also try using like a 1/8 inch hole punch to get through there, although it's pretty thick, so you'd have to have a pretty wide mouth on that. So once we did that, I just took some jute twine. Here is my jute twine. Here it is. You can get this pack of different colors of jute twine. I just thought that kind of went with the theme for the ocean, so that's why I chose that. And then what I did was I put them through. I like to fold it in a loop so I have something pretty substantial to feed through each one of those. And then you're just feeding it through each layer with these holes. And the first layer, the top layer, is a little tricky because it's a double layer having the cover on it. So you might need to kind of help it through a little bit. There we go. Oh, darn it. I did it the wrong direction, everybody. There we go. Try that again. There we go. All right. So I did a double layer so as to make it extra secure. And then I'm just going to tie that in an overhand knot on the outside edge. And I'm leaving a little bit so it's not a real tight knot. I mean, I could probably actually get my little pinky finger under there. And that's so that the wood isn't raking back and forth against that knot. And you want to leave your tails, you know, about 1 inch long. They don't come undone easily. I have another one to do there, but we'll leave that for now. So as you can see, there's one side, but you also have, turn this over, a whole other side to decorate. So that's the reverse side. So you've got 6 sides to decorate, lots of space and lots of fun things to do. So let's go ahead and decorate the cover. So when it's all put together, you can accordion it out like that, which of course it'll work better once you tie the other side, like I haven't done yet. All right, so for the front cover, I'm going to decorate that with these great garden petal flowers. This color is mint, and they're from 49 in Market. And I'm going to start with, I'm going to put these up at the top and kind of work my cascade down here. Once again, I'm just using my glue, attach right there. And I think this is just the kind of project that's like a fun home deck item to have. It'd also make a great gift to send to some friends and family members. And here's sort of a long piece that originally looks like this, a big long stem. And I just folded it in half, and then I just wrapped the end around a pencil to kind of give it a curly cue. Right under there. So as long as you're connecting each of the flowers with something solid, you're good to go there. And here's another piece. Did the same thing with. I think we're going to add just a couple of these little sea glass colored flowers as well. So while I'm doing this, I should mention we have a great money saver on this. And if you're watching us on our vlog page, you can just click on the big blue button that says Money Saver, and then it'll take you to that. We also have links at the bottom of the page for individual items. And if you're watching us on YouTube, then you just want to look in the description box right below the video, and it'll take you to the Money Saver on this, and as well as paperwishes.com, where you'll find lots of fun things to play with and lots of videos. We do lots and lots of videos. There we go. So there we've got it. We've got our little shaker album. How fun. I won't open it again because I need to let my flowers dry. So thanks for joining me today, and I will see you next time.